Alright, what's up guys? Welcome back to another Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle. I know I've been using very similar teams for the past couple of matches, but I do have two brand new Pokemon I will be using in the next match, so look forward to that. Anyways, looking at the teams, I've got a pretty unthreatening team, because that's just the way I like to battle, whereas he has quite a few threats on his team. Pretty much everything but the Fortress is threatening. He's got the Mega Absol, the specially defensive Slowking, he's got the Scarf Tydragon, the Specs, Loudred, at least I'm assuming it's Specs. There's something that leads me to believe later in this match that it is not Specs, but you'll see that anyways. And the Metagross, all very frightening. Anyways, let's get into the battle. Okay, so he's going to be leading out with his Fortress, and I expected that, so I'm going to lead out with my Pyroar, because that's the only thing people ever lead out with when they have Fortresses on their team. Unless they're really good and they predict you to lead out, and they predict you to predict them to lead out with Fortress. Yeah, okay, so he's going to want to save his Fortress for later on, so he's going to switch out and he's going to go into his Slowking. And I obviously cannot touch Slowking because this thing is very specially bulky, so I'm going to be able to go for a Flamethrower. It's going to do about like a 16th, and with leftovers it's going to do even less. I'm not going to stay in right now because I cannot handle this thing at all with a Scarfed Pyroar. Even if it wasn't Scarfed, I still couldn't handle it. So now I'm going to go into Calvin, and he's going to end up going for the Scald. It's not going to do too much though, or it's not going to do that much though, because it's obviously not a special attacking Slowking, so I'm going to live it with about half, and I'm going to end up going for Thief. No one expects Thief on Ambipom, although I'm pretty sure a double hit could have knocked it out too, but that a Thief will easily take out the Slowking. So now I'm going to take some Life Orb damage, and he's going to go into his Metagross. This thing is super frightening, because generally I have absolutely nothing on my team to take care of it, especially with it carrying Bullet Punch. I don't know what it is about Metagrosses, I just don't deal with them well very often. Of course, this match I am carrying Pyroar, so it wasn't the most threatening thing in the world, but generally I hate Metagrosses so much. So now I'm going to go for the Flamethrower, and it's going to be able to knock out the Metagross. By that, I'm assuming he was not Assault Vested, because generally an Assault Vested Metagross, I'm assuming, can live a Pyroar's Flamethrower, because although Pyroar does have good special attack, Metagross has really good special defense, so I don't know. Anyways, he's going to switch into his Fortress, and I'm going to go for the Flamethrower. Right here, he's going to set up his rocks, just wanting to get off any hazards he can, as well as if I switch back into Pyroar, I'm going to lose quite a bit of HP. So now, I'm going to go for the Flamethrower one more time and be able to knock out that Fortress with a very stupid nickname, mind you, and that thing's going to be out of here. And he's going to switch into his Exploud, that's what it's called. I'm going to go for the Flamethrower right here, because I'm not entirely scared of Exploud. Even if it knocks me out in one hit, I still want to be able to get off some damage. This is what leads me to believe that he is not a Specs Exploud, or he's just not running max IVs, or maybe not max EVs, but I lived it with my Pyroar, and Pyroar does not have any sort of bulk. Its special defense isn't even in the hundreds. Not its base special defense, its special defense at level 50 is not in the hundreds. So, right here, he's going to switch into his Absol, and he's going to Mega Evolve. Obviously, he's going to go for the Sucker Punch because he wants to get the priority, but I can't do too much about that. I suppose I could have switched out right here, but there's no point. Pyroar would have come back in, and he would have been killed by rocks. So, now I'm going to go out into my Pelipper, Big Gulp, because I know I can take any hit from this thing, considering I'm physically defensive, and even if he goes for a Swords Dance, I can still live a Sucker Punch. So, I'm going to go for the Scald, hoping for the burn, or just hoping to get off as much damage as I can, because Mega Absol is very far from bulky. So, it's going to end up doing about half. I'm going to get my leftovers back. This turn, he's going to go ahead and he's going to go for the Sucker Punch, trying to kill me, but obviously that's not going to kill me, because like I said, I can live a +2 Sucker Punch from Mega Absol. Obviously not that well, but I can nonetheless. He's going to go down to about 1 HP, but I do get the burn luckily enough, which means Big Gulp's going to stay in here with his smug-ass look on his face, and he's going to knock out the Absol with pure hacks, and I love it so much. Even if he hadn't died, though, I probably would have just gone for 2 Roosts while he was Sucker Punched and was just kind of like, ah. So now he's going to switch into his Hydreigon. I cannot do anything to Hydreigon. I am not specially defensive, nor do I have enough HP to live any hit from this thing, as well as it is Scarfed, so there's no way I'd outspeed it. I wouldn't outspeed it anyways, but you get the idea. Now I'm going to go into my Excelgor, and I was pretty sure I outsped it, but I guess not. So he's going to go for the Dark Pulse, and I'm not going to flinch, luckily enough. So I'm going to go for the Bug Buzz, and it's not quite going to kill it, which is so upsetting. It ends up living with like 1 HP. He's going to go for one more Dark Pulse, and that's going to knock out my Excelgor. So now I'm going to go into my Floatzel, which is not my last Pokemon, but it's one of my last Pokemon, and I'm going to go for the Aqua Jet here, because obviously priority, I know outspeed with priority, and when it has this low of HP, I know I can easily take out a Hydreigon from there. So, that was a really good match I had against this guy. It's a nice redemption for the live I did where I lost. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. See you next time. Bye.